Freshman from Colorado Springs, Colorado, number 10, Ocean A freshman from Neunkirchen, Germany, number 21, Felix Grief. And a junior from Cologne, Germany, number 42, Paul Minja. Texas A&M San Antonio is led by head coach Chris Dial and assistant coach David Smith and Forrest Blackwell.
All right, ladies and gentlemen of Jaguar Nation, here we are for this exciting matchup between your Texas A&M University San Antonio Jaguars taking on the University of the Southwest Mustangs. And on behalf of the Jaguar Sports Network in collaboration with Jaguar College Radio, my name is Cameron Caldwell, and I have the honor of being joined in the broadcaster's table with
Jonathan Pena. I am the editor-in-chief of the Mesquite and sports analysis on Jaguar College Radio for the Jaguar Sportscast.
And Jonathan just recently made history on his own right. He got his feet wet in the commentating on air field as he got his feet wet doing the women's game. Excuse me. I was trying to keep my mind right. That's right. Watch that guy go out of bounds. But exciting matchup between the Mustangs and Jaguars. If you didn't hear your starting lineups for either side, Ajan Hadis-Estrania starts off at guard for the Jags, and he also turns it over quick and early. And a block by Ajan as well. But he gets the end one to go after. So starting lineups are number 2, Xavier Brown, number 42, Paul Minjoth, number 10, Ajan Hadis-Estrania, number 5, Filip Radulovic, and the big man down low getting the green light is number 21, Felix Grief. And for the Mustangs, starting out is number 11, Jacob Kuntz, number 3, Anthony Scott, number 4, Rakeem Peterson, and number 23, Jalen McAfee-Marion. And
Slam from Felix Grief.
Felix Grief getting that one to go early on. 3-ball shot up by Scott. That one's no good. Rebound by Xavier Brown. Steal by Scott. He's heading the other way with speed. And a dump-off pass. Paul Minjoth giving him some contact down low, and he's going to be called for a foul early on. Paul Minjoth coming off of more than half of a season being injured. Jonathan, in his first game back, he dropped 12 points off of the bench in only 10 minutes. Quite the impactful start he had, and now here he is on the starting lineup. Second to last game of the season here at the beautiful Student Recreational Center. We call it the Jaguar Den on the campus of A&M San Antonio. And those free throws from number 5, Caleb Wilson, is good. Thank you, Jonathan. And as I said, Jaguars trying to get something going here after coming off of a loss. Both teams coming off of a loss. Actually, the Jags return home from their Bayou road trip where they took on LSU Shreveport and LSU Alexandria, taking losses in both competitions. The latest was against the number 1 team in the nation, LSUA. The Jags took a 97-67 loss against the Generals, and Antoine Gonzalez had 15 points off the bench, and can expect to have him another night as Felix Grief's fadeaway is no good, trying to beat the shot clock. 5 points separate the Jags and Mustangs. University of the Southwest coming by way of Hobbs, New Mexico. Bit of a road trip for them. Coming to the Jaguar Den, rebound by Paul Minjoth. If you're just joining us, this is Cameron C. and Jonathan P. on the call for the Jaguar Sports Network. And I invite you all to hit that subscribe button, help us out to hit our goal of 800 subscribers by the end of the basketball season. And if you haven't already, drop us a comment, drop us a chat, let us know where you're watching from and who you're supporting. We're happy to have you here, and it is also senior night here in the Jaguar Den. We're honoring our senior Alex Nunnally, and that three-pointer is good by Filip Radulovic from beyond the arc. As I was saying, though, if you're new to the Jaguar Sports Network, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. We just picked up 10 new subscribers in last broadcast. We started with 744, and here we are at 754. And Ajan Hadasastranya getting fouled down low. He'll go to the line for 2 and has the opportunity to tie the ball game up with just 3 seconds north of 17 and a half left to play. In this Red River Athletic Conference matchup, the Jaguars currently 4-18, sitting in last place in the Red River Athletic Conference, and the Mustangs 11-11, even at a 50% win rate. Currently sitting in 7th, just outside of the clinching spot for the playoffs. I'm not sure how much difference this game would make if they do win, but Ajan Hadasastranya sinks that first one and is unlucky on the second one, but Mustangs miscommunication. It's going to stay with the Jags, Jonathan. Early on, you got to think you'd want to eliminate those kind of errors, huh?
Yeah, you got to keep the momentum going, but you want to see where they're going to discipline is the big thing for the Mustangs right now.
Absolutely, as Filip Radulovic finding Felix Grief from beyond the arc. And it's with Ajan now, number 10 up top. Through his legs a couple of times, trying to get something going. Jaguars, 10 on the shot clock. Radulovic shooting from lot 3 almost. Can't get that one to fall, but almost rebounded by Xavier Brown. Mustangs coming the other way, and that one will be on the floor, I believe. 1-point game, 9 seconds north of 17 left to play. And I believe I was right. That one's going to stay on the floor, going to be inbounded by Anthony Scott. Quick inbound to number 11. And that bucket is good by Kuntz. Ajan coming with pace the other way, crossing the defender up, down low to Felix Grief, absorbing the contact. Felix Grief, that one's good off the glass. Back to a 1-point game.
Anthony Scott with the ball. Perfect defense with Filip Radulovic. Number 11.
Paul Minjoth on him like a glove. Paul Minjoth pokes that one away. Ajan the other way. He's got 4 blue jerseys on him. Going to have to slow it down. Minjoth back to Brown. Hadasastranya with it now. Radulovic, the Cologne, Germany native, looking for his German brother, Felix Grief, and he can't find him down low, but Paul Minjoth's going to stay with it. Radulovic for 3. That one's off. No good. Rebounded by number 23, Marion. Stolen away by Xavier Brown.
Paulman off with the ball. Slow. Coming off with Filip Radulovic. Leading this team into the paint. Calling out the play.
Radulovic looking to get something working. Felix Grief working off the ball as well. He's going to get it. Picks up a foul. And he'll go to the line for 2. Has an opportunity to take the lead here. Put him up by 1 with just 9 seconds south of 16 left to go in this first half.
Number 4, Rakeem Pedersen, his first personal, team second.
Felix Grief, the Cologne, Germany native, bringing that European play style to the Jaguar squad. Had a solid season so far. Felix Grief averaging about 10 points a game and almost a double-double as well with boards. And he gets that second one to drop, ties up the game. If you missed our broadcast previously, our women's took on the Lady Mustangs of University of the Southwest and just barely dropped that game, 89-97. And Felix Grief with some great defense, but number 24, Beckford, getting that one to drop off the glass, absorbing that contact from Grief.
Defense is high with Xavier Brown. Pass to Grief. Block from
big-time block by Rakeem Patterson on Felix Grief from behind him. Looked like he maybe got a piece of contact there, but referee didn't see it that way. And checking in for the Jags is number 4, Antoine Gonzalez. Minjoth, catch and shoot. That one's off. Rebound, Alex Nunnally. Antoine Gonzalez sidestep. He'll pull up as well. That's soft jumper. That one's good. Antoine Gonzalez, nothing but nylon. His second shot of the game, finding the net. 11-11 tie ball game with just 15 left to go. 5 minutes so far passed on in this competition. 22 points total. 3 ball. That one's off from Evans. Rebound by Brown.
Looks like we have Gabriel coming in, number 12 for the Jags. Gabriel Till, center for the Jags, at the scorer's bench.
Absolutely. Gabriel Till, the South Sudan native, averaging himself about 8 points a competition. Felix Grief driving with power, having no problem shaking off Beckford to get that one to go off the glass. Felix Grief has about 6 so far in this competition, Jonathan.
Looking good in the paint, and defensively too, and offensively on the rebounds.
Jonathan, you got to assume that's what you want directly out of your big man.
Oh, for sure.
As Xavier Brown trying to get out of his own court.
Looks like Xavier Brown's going to push it up with Antoine Gonzalez trying to push off number 4 guard from the Mustangs.
Gonzalez with it now. Staying with it beyond the arc. He's got 2 on him here. We have
Alex Sterling out in the corner.
Xavier Brown with it. He'll pull up and shoot inside the 3 arc, and it's no good. Mustangs coming the other way. And a big-time block by Antoine Gonzalez, but they're going to say he got him with some contact. And
I saw some ball there.
Absolutely. Got a piece of him there. Antoine Gonzalez elevated for that one. That's going to send number 11, Jacob Kuntz, to the line. And he has the opportunity to tie this ball game up 13-11. Mustangs are trailing. Once again, if you're just joining us, Cameron C. and Jonathan P. on the call for the Jaguar Sports Network in collaboration with Jaguar College Radio, as Paul Minjoth, Felix Grief, and I believe that was Xavier Brown checked out. And checking in is Joshua Larry, Fotis Estropoulos, and Alex Nunnally.
Gabriel Till.
Gabriel Till. So that was Felix Grief that checked out.
Yes.
As this free throw by Kuntz is good. And that's going to send the send the Mustangs into another substitution as well. Kevin Boone's going to be checking in. I believe he took out number 11, the free throw shooter, Jacob Kuntz, as Joshua Larry working to get out of his own half. Alex Nunnally, the NC State transfer. Fotis Estropoulos with it now. Back to Larry. Antoine Gonzalez, 3-ball. In and out. Gabriel Till. Looks like Jalen Marion was called on a foul on Gabriel Till. And it's going to stay on the Jaguars side of the court. Antoine Gonzalez on the inbound. Joshua Larry in the corner. Joshua Larry, great crossover, but they're going to call a off-the-ball foul, pushing foul, I believe, on Gabriel Till. A little confused he is, but gives a thumbs up to his coach, so really Coach Dial cleared it up for him. As we said, thank you all so much for tuning in to the Jaguar Sports Network, the entirely student-run sports network here on campus. As Fotis Estropoulos almost pokes that one away from Beckford.
Yeah. And we have Joshua Larry on the defensive end on number 12. Javen Brown. Looks like number 24. Good for 3. Norman Beckford.
Norman Beckford finding nothing but nylon on that three-pointer in the corner. And Antoine Gonzalez has it now, trailing by 2. Gabriel Till gets blocked from behind. That was Marion on that block. That's his second block of the competition. And it's going to stay with the Jaguars down low. 5 seconds north of 12.5 left to play. Fotis Estropoulos and Joshua Larry. Gonzalez with it. Gonzalez kick out to Larry. Corner 3. That one's off. No good. Joshua Larry getting up for it, though. Nunnally. Now Gabriel Till down low getting battled. No whistle. He wanted one. Corner 3, that one's good by number 23, Jalen Marion. Joshua Larry calling the play. Got his defender to bite a little bit there on that crossover. I would have liked to see him work it a little bit more, but electing to dump it off. Antoine Gonzalez. Gabriel Till was wide open down low. Fotis Histropoulos driving. Gets that one to go with the contact. Fotis Histropoulos. Great bucket there by the German man. 3-point game. 11:30 left to play as Brown crosses the timeline. And it's with Boone. In the corner. Marion's off. Almost gets his own board. Alex Nunnally comes up with it, though. Dishes it off to Joshua Larry. He crosses the timeline as well. Covered up by number 12, Brown. And Joshua Larry, the sharpshooter, looking to get something going. Hard off the ball foul. Could hear that contact from here. Antoine Gonzalez not very happy with that one. That was number 20 on the Mustang side, Kevin Boone, putting some contact on Gonzalez, and Gonzalez has something to say about it. They're going to call that a personal foul as well. Love to see the spirit of competition between these two very talented teams, especially here in the Jaguar Den. Second to last game of the season, you're going to need some energy, keeping your players active, as Nunnally dishes it to Fotis. Fotis to Larry. Larry driving.
That should be in the bonus for the Jags now.
That's right, Jonathan. I believe the Jaguars should be in the bonus. And
I guess no, they're gonna take it to the base now. They're taking it in from the baseline. One more foul for the.
Soon enough, they will be in the bonus, though, and maybe you could explain what that means and how that will affect the outcome, or not the outcome, but or how it could affect the outcome and how it'll affect the course of the rest of this half with just 10 minutes left to play.
With 10 minutes left to play, as both teams getting closer to the bonus fouls. Each team will have 2 free throws in the bonus. And it could be any foul on both teams can be going into the bonus and get 2 attempts at the free throw line.
There we have it, just 7 seconds north of 10.5 left to play. We're approaching the second half of this first half. And Jaguars trailing by 3. There's been a number of lead changes so far. Antoine Gonzalez with it now. Antoine Gonzalez hit a logo game winner up against Xavier University a while back, and very well known for his soft jumper and great three-point ability. And Gabriel Till going to be called for another off-the-ball foul, and he's not happy with that one. That's his second of the quarter already. And looks like with that foul, Gabriel Till is going to go ahead and check out. And smart on behalf of Coach Dial. Gabriel Till looking a little frustrated with that call. Not sure. He wasn't sure how he was called for a foul, but with that, as I said, three points separating Jaguars and Mustangs.
And for a substitution was Rick Vanderheever, number 55, center for the Jaguars, for Gabriel Till, number 12. Mustangs are passing the ball real great with a slam dunk.
Big time dunk there by Norman Beckford, slamming that one home, putting a bit of a dagger into the Jaguar den here. Mustang fans and Mustang bench loving that one, every bit of it, putting the Mustangs up by 5. Nunnally, pull up 3. That one's good. Nothing but nylon. Why not let it fly, says Alex Nunnally. And Jaguars bringing the pressure the other way, trying to get a stop on defense. Beckford letting one go himself. Can't get it to drop, and Larry's going to come down with the board.
Larry facilitating in the paint, outside the perimeter. Pass out to Fotis. Inside, Alex Nunnally for the layup.
Great reverse layup by Alex Nunnally, using some of that Division I experience to his advantage, as Beckford sent him to the line for a 3-point play. Getting that one to drop, nothing but nylon. And that right there is going to put the Mustangs into the bonus. Mustangs have 2 more fouls to give to the Jags, and that'll put the Jags into the bonus. But with that foul, Mustangs into the bonus, so any foul will send them to the free throw line and give them those 2 shots, and that three-point play is good and converted by Norman Beckford, and Jaguars trailing by 3.
Just 9 minutes in, though. Just 9 minutes in. Still have potential to keep it a close game with the Mustangs. Jags a little sloppy on that pass ending.
Antoine Gonzalez turning it over, and another slam dunk by Norman Beckford. That's his second dunk of the game so far. Lead starting to extend. Jaguars need to clean it up on the offensive side. Joshua Larry having some trouble, covered like a glove by number 1, Sasser.
Travel on Antoine Gonzalez, number 4.
I believe it was an off the ball foul
foul?
on Rick Vanderheever.
Oh, wow.
And yes, it was an off the ball foul by Rick Vanderheever.
Jaguar foul number 55, Rick Vandenhever. His first personal.
And it'll stay in the Mustangs side of the court. We have just 3 seconds south of 8.5 left to play in this first half of Red River Athletic Conference matchup between the Texas A&M University San Antonio Jaguars and the University of the Southwest Mustangs. 5-point game here. Mustangs are in the bonus. Great defense there by Paul Minjoff, but even better basket by Kevin Boone, getting that one to go off the glass, extending this lead to 7 points.
Joshua Leary with the Asia.
And Paul Minjoff, and I believe that was number 2, Evans, getting tied up down low. They're going to call the foul, actually, on number 12, Javen Brown, And that'll keep the Jags over here. Filip Radulovic on the inbound. Inbounds to Rick Vandenhever. And easy bucket for him, using his weight and size to his advantage against Kevin Boone.
That's why they call him Big Rick in the paint right there.
Absolutely, Rick in the paint. Quite the impactful big man down low. And Filip Radulovic got a hand on that one, but that basket's still good by number 4, Rakeem Patterson. 7-point game with just 7.5 left to go.
Outside,
Joshua Larry pulling up for 3. That one's off. Contested rebound by Vandenhever. That one's no good. Mustangs stay with it. He'll pull up and have a 3 himself. That one's off, but offensive rebound by Boone. Mustangs stay with it, kicking it around. Driving is number 4. And tipped back in by Boone. Mustangs looking to extend their lead to double digits here. Jaguars trying to cut it down. Larry for 3. That one's off.
Ajon
with the Jags.
Offensive rebound.
Rick has it again, and a block. Blocked by Boone. He blocked Rick Vandenhever down low. Vandenhever goes down hard, and Radulovic is going to be called for a blocking foul. Kevin Boone draws a foul on that one. And with that, Felix Grief's going to check in, and so is Xavier Brown. Felix Grief checking in for Rick Vandenhever and Xavier Brown for Joshua Larry.
Jaguar foul number 5, Filip Radulovic, his second. At the line, number 11.
If you're just joining us, this is Cameron C. and Jonathan P. on behalf of the Jaguar Sports Network in collaboration with Jaguar College Radio. And if you're new, do us a favor, hit that subscribe button. Help us hit our goal of hitting 800 subscribers before the end of the basketball season. We are just a couple subscribers away. We gained a substantial amount, actually, during our last broadcast, broadcasting the women's taking on the Mustangs, and those pair of free throws are good. But if you're new, thank you so much for tuning in, and drop us a comment. Let us know where you're chatting from and who you're supporting, and we'd love to give you a shout-out. We are happy that you are here, Jaguars and Mustangs fans alike. I have a little personal connection with Hobbs myself. I have family out there, but Felix Grief with a nice move down low. As we said, though, the University of Southwest Mustangs coming out of Hobbs, New Mexico, just on the border of the New Mexico and Texas border. But happy that they are here, happy they made the travel safe, and I believe Xavier Brown may have got a hand on that one, Jonathan.
Yes, sir. We got Ajon.
Ajon trying to absorb that contact, can't get it to fall off the glass, though, and here comes number 4, Pedersen, spinning the other way. And they're going to call a foul on number 5, Filip Radulovic. And with that, it looks like Joseph Taylor is going to go ahead and check in after this first free throw is shot by number 4, Rakeem Peterson. First free throw is good. And with that, Joseph Taylor will check in for Radulovic.
Puts the game to a 10-point differential. One free throw attempt.
Thank you to everyone who has subscribed. As we said, the Jaguar Sports Network is an entirely student-run sports network here on the beautiful campus of A&M University of San Antonio, as that ball gets tipped off of number 4, Rakeem Pedersen, and he'll check out for James Evans, checking in for Pedersen. I'd like to take this time to give everybody behind the scenes doing the heavy lifting a shout-out. I'd like to give our technical director, Tony Talamontes. He's also co-commentator with me. I'd like to give him a shout-out. I'd like to shout out Brian Lopez, our president. I'd like to shout out Marshall Best, our alumni assistant. And shout out to our new member, Johnny, helping over on the audio and technical side, as well as shout out Natalie Navarrete, our photography director. Shout out Nevenka Gomez, our director of social media and Marcom, and our guy Carlos up on the camera delivering the clear footage that you all are viewing right now. We are all students of TAMUSA, and we are all volunteers doing what we love. Jonathan's not a volunteer, though. Jonathan is actually the editor-in-chief for the Mesquite, the digital publication here on campus, and he's kind enough to join us as Felix Grief drops that drops that second one.
And I am happy to be here, Cam, with you to call this game, commentate this game. Very intriguing for my first time and very intimidating, but I'm trying to get used to it.
Absolutely, you have no problem keeping up with me. It seems like a natural already, and we're, as we said, happy to have you. Your wealth of sports knowledge coming in here, as I said, editor-in-chief for the Mesquite, started off as just a staff writer, worked his way up to the sports editor, and now the full editor-in-chief as Joseph Taylor steals that one away, and Ajon Hadis-Estranda the other way.
Right off the rim.
Rim check there. Xavier Brown tried to save it, but unable to. Paul Minja stripping that one away down low, and here come the Jags on the other side. Ajon off the glass, getting that one to go with the deceleration. Little Stefan Castle move there.
Little hezzy with it.
Just over 50 people watching live on the Jaguar Sports Network. As I said, cannot thank you all enough for tuning in and supporting this live stream and broadcast. As we said, we're all student volunteers doing what we love. As great move there by number 12, Brown, but Xavier Brown himself got a hand on it, and looks like Joseph Taylor's called for a travel in the Jaguars end with just a second south of 4 minutes left to play in this first half. It's been quite the exciting one so far. Jags trailing by 7.
Good first half for both teams.
They're going to call a travel on. I want to say that was number 11, Jacob Kuntz. I could be wrong. Kevin Boone, excuse me. Ajon shaking his defender. Xavier Brown with it now. Ball Minja pull up. Nothing but nylon, but they're going to call a foul on Xavier Brown. And with a quick word with the referee, understands why he was called for it. Seems like he understands, so he's okay with that. As Sasser getting cooking for the Mustangs. It's with it's with Kuntz now. Pull up three. That one's off. Rebound by Minjoff. The Cologne, Germany native. It's with Ajan Haddis Astrania now. And Felix Grief down low.
Find his eye. Ooh. Intercepted by number 20, Kevin Boone. Inside.
I believe that was a block. Picked up by Joseph Taylor. Paul Minjoth working to keep it in. Ajan with it now. Paul Minjoth popping it back up. Paul Minjoth is everywhere. Can't get that one to go. Unlucky on that part. The rim wasn't his friend on that one.
Facilitating with the rock in his hand. It was real nice to see. But it couldn't finish at the end with the layup.
Absolutely is. Just 2:42 left to play. Both teams in the bonus.
Jaguars ball.
Alex Nunnally to bring it in. Antoine Gonzalez with it now. And that's a turnover. Mustangs the other way. And a massive dunk by James Evans. Putting a dagger into the Jaguar den.
Going with Paul Minjoff outside. Antoine Gonzalez fouled by number 12, Javen Brown. Oh, by number 1, my bad, excuse me, by Joshua Sasser.
Looks like Antoine Gonzalez will go to the line with just 2:13 left to play. Gets that first one to drop.
This one's good.
Able to get it to an 8-point game. Can't get the second.
Number 1, tosses Sasser up, facilitating the rock in his hand. Passing out to number 12, Javen Brown on the Mustangs. Trying to find out he's open a guy outside the perimeter. Number 1, number 12, back to number 12, Javen Brown. Getting the screen up ahead of the perimeter, going in, layup. Blocked, but foul call from number 33.
Foul called on Fotis.
Rostopoulos.
And that'll send number 12, Javen Brown, to the line.
Jaguar foul number 33, Fotis Rostopoulos, his first.
Sinks that first one.
Second is good for number 12. Jaguars have the ball now with Antoine Gonzalez putting it up the half court right now. Defensive, number 1, Sasser on him. Alex Nunny, number 12, trying to find his guy out. Joshua Larry outside. Fotis. Pass out to Antoine.
Antoine Gonzalez pull up, trying to get it off the glass. A little bit too soft on that one. Minute 20 left, and a 10-point game. Here come the Mustangs the other way. It's with Evans. Evans dishes it out. 3 ball, nothing but nylon from Sasser. And that'll extend that lead into a turnover there. And they're calling it out. It's an 11-point lead. Excuse me, that was trying to see if we were keeping possession of the ball. Mustang coach is not happy with the ruling, and they're going to call a foul on number 12, Javen Brown. Excuse me.
This will bring the Joshua Larry to the line for 2 free throw shots.
Mustang foul number 12, Javen Brown, his second. Shooting 2.
13-point lead, excuse me. That's why I'm a comms major, ladies and gentlemen. I can't do math right there.
Thank you, Christopher.
Thank you, Christopher. Just trying to get a handle on what was going on in the court and do math. Joshua Larry, first one's off. Can't get it to go, and it's going to stay with the Jags.
Still, 13-point differential with 1:01 on the clock.
11, 13 points, almost the same thing.
Try to drop it down to a 1 point.
Absolutely, as Antoine Gonzalez about to be on the inbound, and a miscommunication by the Jaguars. And currently trying to see what that was. I'm not sure. We saw a travel, but then there was also a foul called. So, and that jumper by Evans is good after shaking Antoine Gonzalez. 48 seconds left to play. Gonzalez bringing it down. Grief gets stuffed at the rim by number 24, Norman Beckford. Great block by Beckford down there, denying Grief. Three-pointer, nothing but nylon from number 1, Joshua Sasser. Jaguars in some trouble here. 18-point lead. Mustangs loving this, and Fotis Estropoulos is going to elect to call a timeout. Mustangs loving that one. It's going to be a 30-second timeout. Frustration brewing on the Jaguar side. And
I said the Mustangs are on the heater right now with the threes. Cam.
Absolutely. Mustangs on a bit of a run themselves. And with just 19 seconds left in this half, Jaguars need to get something going if they want any sort of chance to get back into this one in the second half. 18 points separating the Jags and Mustangs. As we said, if you're just joining us, Cameron C. and Jonathan P. on the call for the Jaguars Sports Network, live at the Student Recreational Center, as we call it, the Jaguar Den, on the beautiful campus of Texas A&M University, San Antonio. I'd like to thank all of you for tuning in. This is an entirely student-run, volunteer sports network, and as the Jaguars return to play,
18-point differential with 19 seconds left on the clock.
18-point differential. Joshua Larry with it, and about 0.2 seconds separating game clock and shot clock. Antoine Gonzalez jumper is no good, and here comes the
goaltend.
Mustangs the other way, and like that, Antoine Gonzalez is going to be called for a goaltend. 20-point lead here.
4 seconds left.
Antoine Gonzalez getting shifty, little floater. I don't mind that at the buzzer. Cutting it down to an 18-point lead, and that'll send the Jaguars into halftime, 30-48. At the end of one half of regulation play, your Texas A&M University San Antonio Jaguars trailing to the University of the Southwest Mustangs, and keep it right here. We're going to set it into a break. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to an exciting second half of Red River Athletic Conference play between your Texas A&M University San Antonio Jaguars taking on the University of the Southwest Mustangs. And on behalf of the Jaguars Sports Network, my name is Cameron M. Caldwell, and joining me for the first time of his broadcasting career, I have on the broadcasting table with
That's right, folks. My name is Johnny Vega. I'm super excited to be here today for my first basketball game, men's basketball game with the Jaguars.
Absolutely. Johnny hopping on the Jaguar Sports Network team about a week ago, and we needed some new members and getting his feet wet here in the broadcasting game. As that rebound by Xavier Brown, great little crossover there as he finds Paul Minjoff down low. Bit of a smoked layup, though. And looks like these two players are getting tied up and a little bit of competitive edge here. We're okay, though. No extracurriculars. Jaguar Den loving that one. Filip Radulovic getting popped in his nose, though. Not too happy. And I have some first half stats for you here. The leading scorer for the Mustangs is Norman Beckford. He had 12 points in the first half, and for the Jaguars, Ajan Hadasastranya had 10 points of his own, and here comes the Mustangs the other way. And with an 18-point differential, the Jaguars need to get something going here. Johnny, if there was a few things that you would have to put your finger on that the Jaguars would need to fix early on in this second half, what would it be? Would it be rebounding, shooting? What would you put your finger on?
Right, I'd say all around, especially in this 18-point deficit, we definitely need to see a change in defense right now. It seems like they're playing a lot of man coverage. Might need to switch it up to some zone defense, maybe some 2-3. Offensively, we need to slow down on the fast breaks for sure.
And right there, that basket from number 5 was good from Caleb Wilson. Gabriel Till looking to get on the defensive effort there. Filip Radulovic looking to call a play. And another miscommunication there from the Jaguars. We saw one of those happen in the first half, and Johnny, you would have hoped that the halftime talk would have eliminated those simple mistakes.
Right, I'm sure there was a miscommunication as to who the ball was going to. Maybe the player thought the ball was going to the right side, but it is the Mustangs' ball. Now let's see if the Jaguars can get the ball back offensively.
And Mustangs' basket is good.
Number 5 with the great crossover, 3-ball.
Getting that one to go from 3. Nothing but net from beyond the arc. He shook his defender, did a great job there, and looking to cut this lead down. Almost a 20-point lead, currently sitting at 17 points. As Johnny said, need to take better shots and cut down on the Mustangs getting to the paint. Gabriel Till doing a great job putting that pressure on and also getting that board. Already doing a bit of a better job from the first half performance. Filip Radulovic coming the other way. Here comes Xavier Brown, corner 3. Paul Minjoff, that one's off. Great big rebound by number 3, Anthony Scott. And he's going to dump it off down low to number 4, Peterson, and he's going to elect to slow it down. They're going to take it beyond the arc. And, Johnny, is that something we can expect to see from a team that is up by 17, slowing down and not forcing things?
Right, exactly. There's no reason to rush the ball to the paint for any reason, especially when you're in a lead in this late in the game.
Absolutely, and just as you said, takes the ball to the paint, draws a foul, and he'll go to the line for 2. That's on.
Right. See what happens is when we rush the ball like this in this late in the game, that can lead to mistakes, and mistakes can allow you to lose your lead.
As Anthony Scott at the line for a pair of free throws has the opportunity to make it a 19-point game.
Looks like we got a substitution, 2 for number 33.
Fotis Histropoulos checking in for Xavier Brown. Once again, if you're just joining us on this broadcast, Cameron C. and Johnny on the call for the Jaguar Sports Network in collaboration with Jaguar College Radio, as Anthony Scott sinks those 2 free throws. almost making it a 20-point game, Johnny. And here comes Ajan the other way. Looking to get something cooking, just 2 seconds north of 17 left to play. Mustangs, great defensive effort, leads to a turnover on the Jags, and players tied up here. Looks like it's going to be a jump ball.
That was a good fight for the ball.
Possession's going to go in favor of the Jaguars, with still 19 points separating Jaguars and Mustangs and 9 seconds south of 17 left to play. Inbound will be by Filip Radulovic. Inbound it's Ajan Hadis-Ostrania. Once again, thank you all so much for tuning in and chatting away with us. Christopher Valdez, Can't Mess With Me, and Irma Ortega saying, let's go Jags. Thank you for supporting your Jags. Whether you're here on the Jaguar side or Mustang side, we're happy to have you here on the Jaguar Sports Network, the entirely student-run network, as Filip Radulovic pulled up three. Not quite. Can't get that to drop.
Mustangs ball.
Cameron C. and Johnny V on the call. As I said, Johnny's making his broadcasting debut, coming in on color commentary. Joined the Jaguar Sports Network team just last week, and we're happy to have him on the mic here in this exciting matchup. Second to last game here of the season here at the Den. And with a record of 4-18, the Jaguars, the men Jaguars, will not be making playoffs. No surprise there. In terms of the record, at least. Obviously, we were hoping for a playoff run preseason, but with the way the season panned out, no playoff run. But the Lady Jags will be entering the postseason, I believe, as the 4th seed. And out of a pool of 6 seeds, that'll take them away for all their playoff games. I know the first round is definitely going to be away. And I believe I got the information that our beautiful, brand new Student Recreational Center, the Jaguar Den, is actually not quite big enough to house a NAIA playoff game, so we will not be able to host that. But Gabriel Till coming up with that board, and Ajan coming the other way. Jaguars clawing away at this lead. 19-point game. It's with Minjoth. Fotis Estropoulos in the corner. Back to Minjoth. Ajan with it. Top of the arc. Ajan trying to get something going. Filip Radulovic, pull-up shoot. That one's off. Rebound by number 4, Peterson. And 15 and a half left to play in the second half of this Red River Athletic Conference matchup. And trying to work inside, and he does. A little bit of a mismatch there. Johnny, maybe you could speak on the importance of taking advantage of those mismatches.
Right, especially when the guard or whoever is in charge of that particular play needs to identify that mismatch and communicate that to the rest of the team so they can either seal that lane or maybe make that switch at the last moment's notice and able to create that shot and make that bucket.
And right there, the Mustangs took full advantage of it. Norman Beckford with a little spin move on Ajan Hadis-Ostrania. And with this foul down here, the Gabriel Till sent to the line. First free throw, nothing but nylon. And looks like both Mustangs and Jaguars going to make a change. Filip Radulovic, Paul Minjoth, and Ajan Hadis-Ostrania checking out. Checking in is Joseph Taylor, Alex Nunnally, and Felix Grief. And for the Mustangs, I'm afraid I did not see the numbers checking out, but both teams did make a change. 15-12 left to play. 20-point game, 36-56. Gabriel Till has an opportunity to make it a 19-point game. And he does. Johnny, we probably cannot underestimate the importance of free throws in a game like this.
Right. And the importance of free throws, especially when you drew a contact from the play, it allows you to close that point deficit and get some points back on the board.
As Mustangs bringing it the other way.
Yeah, right now we're in a 9-point deficit from the Jaguars to the Mustangs. Those free throws in these last moments of the game, of the quarter, will.
19. And that basket puts the Mustangs up by 21. 21-point difference here. Felix Grief getting it poked away, and the Mustangs going to stay with it. Big-time slam, almost got rim checked there. Beckford getting it to go in, though. Felix Grief down low, spinning. Great job by Felix Grief with his able to be aware of where he's at on the court, making that basket good, and still a 21-point game. Jaguars trailing by a bunch. And with that, the Mustangs are going to go ahead and take a timeout. And with that, we're going to go ahead and set it into a little bit of a break. All right, and after that 30-second timeout, time is 14:18 on the clock. 21 points separate the Jaguars from the Mustangs, and Jaguars got something to claw away at. Johnny, if you're Coach Dial, what are you going to be telling your team after that timeout?
Right, after this timeout, we need to prioritize a pass-first offense. It seems like we've been taking the first shot we see, but sometimes the first shot is not always the best shot to take in many situations.
As Jaguars bringing it the other way. Fotis Estropoulos with it. Felix Grief down low, trying to get a body on Anderson. Another block, big-time block by Norman Beckford. That must be his second or third on Grief alone. And almost a tough reverse bucket for number 2, Evans. He'll be called, Fotis Estropoulos should be called for the foul, and that'll send Evans to the line for a pair of free throws. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us, thank you so much for tuning in to the Jaguars Sports Network. We are an entirely student-run network here on the beautiful campus of Texas A&M University San Antonio. And if you are brand new to the network, do us the favor of hitting that subscribe button. Help us hit our goal of 800 subscribers before the season ends. Drop us a like, and let us know where you're watching from and who you're supporting, whether you're supporting the Jaguars or Mustangs alike. We are happy to have you here. Does not matter, and we will be sure to give you a shout-out as we have been doing all season and all night. And Joshua Larry and the Jaguars coming the other way. Fotis Estropoulos with it. Trying to shake up Evans. Alex Nunnally, the NC State transfer. A little bit of Division I experience there, bring it to the squad. Great move by Felix Grief, but denied again by number 20, Kevin Boone. And here come the Mustangs the other way. Johnny, it's probably refreshing for the Mustangs coach to see his team not letting any easy baskets go, although they're up by 21, 22 points.
Right, and it's also probably refreshing for him to see a lot of contact being drawn by his players. That's allowing his players to shoot some easy free throws and make some more points.
And a wide open three-pointer. Jaguars bailed out on that one. Miss Monet Brown supporting Xavier Brown all the way from Mount Pleasant, Texas. Thank you so much for tuning in for Mount Pleasant, Texas. We love it when the family of our players tune in, as I believe that was Felix Grief down low that stripped that one. And he didn't hear the wolf call, but he's able to stay with it. Turns it over, though, to Beckford, and here come the Mustangs the other way. Great move there. Great move there by Evans, and almost an and-one play. That'll send number 12, Javen Brown, to the line.
He tried to finish through that contact, but it was no good. He's going to get 2 free throws here.
First, team's fourth. Stepping to the line, number 12, Javen Brown for the Mustangs.
As we said, happy to have everybody here, Jaguar family and Mustang fans alike. Miss Monet Brown supporting her son, Xavier Brown, quite the standout. He's been a leader on this team for a number of games. As we are 7 seconds north of 12 and a half left to play in this second half of Red River Athletic Conference basketball between the Jaguars and Mustangs. Joshua Larry trying to get something going on number 3, Anthony Scott. And it's going to get poked out. He's going to stay with the Jaguars, though. Looks like number 1, Joshua Sasser, is just walked by my bench. He picked up an injury on his hand. Hopefully everything's okay there. Once again, great basketball teams on both sides. The Mustangs sitting at 11-11 right now with a 50% win rate. And Fotis Estropoulos pulling up. That one's off. Felix Grief no good on the board. Pulled down by Kevin Boone. Mustangs the other way. Joshua Larry on the wolf call, and it looks like Beckford wanted an alley-oop instead of it down low. That was what that miscommunication was. 39-63, 12:09 left to play. And Ajan Hadis Astrania is going to check back in. Going to take out Joseph Taylor. Quick couple minutes for Joseph Taylor there, and a turnover immediately on the Jags, but Ajan Hadis Astrania able to keep it. Going up, and a big-time block. Another big-time block from, I believe that was number 24, Beckford. Felix Grief, no luck on the glass. Gets his own board, though. Gets that one to fall. 22-point game, 63-41. Jaguars got to get something going here. Alex Nunnally getting in there, and looks like Joshua Larry and number 2, James Evans, were tangled up. That's going to be a jump ball. It's going to stay in favor of the Mustangs.
Possession stays with the Mustangs.
And 3 ball, it's no good.
Rebound by the big man, Felix Grief. Decides to hold it up a little bit. Ajan Hadis Astrania with it. Jaguar Den packed up tonight as Alex Nunnally pulls up from 3. He's known as the sharpshooter, but that one was no good. And driving the other way, big time block by Zay Brown and Joshua Larry. Combo block, give it to them both. Here come the Mustangs, though. They're able to keep it. And another bucket there, no issue from Norman Beckford. He's been solid tonight from in the paint. Looks like number 4, Rakeem Peterson's going to check in for James Evans. Johnny, maybe you could speak on the importance of having a bench that is as deep as the Mustangs.
Right. When it comes to coming off the bench, we need to see players who are able to come in with the same momentum and energy as we've been seeing the entire game, especially players who have been watching and knowing what's been going on and knowing what the play that is being called by the coach.
As Ajan brings it the other way, a little jump stop to avoid the travel. Looks like Felix Grief is with it, and I think the call was a 3 in the key. I'm not too sure, though, because I didn't see any white jersey in the key, but it is going to be Mustangs ball. We didn't hear an official call over the loud system, so we'll go with that, but don't take my word for it. But it is Mustangs ball at the end of the day, and they cross the timetable with ease. Jaguars need to pick up that full court press a little bit harder if they want any sort of chance to stay in this one, but a little miscommunication down low, unable to get that one in possession. Jacob Kuntz was the intended receiver, but no connection. Jaguars trying to go the other way, and we are entering the second half of this second half. 10 minutes left to play. And Ajan Hadis Astrania gets stripped by number 12, Javen Brown. And he slams that one away with no issue. 26 points and another steal from Javen Brown on Ajan Hadis Astrania. Looking for a Euro step, and he's going to take that contact and go to the line. Javen Brown, the
Jaguars foul number 10, Ajian
guard junior.
His second personal, team's fifth.
Sinks the first one. Once again, if you're just joining us, Cameron C. and Johnny V on the call for the Jaguar Sports Network in collaboration with Jaguar College Radio. And we have just over 60 people watching live on the Jaguar Sports Network as Johnny V makes his broadcasting debut for the Jaguar Sports Network. I'm excited to have him here alongside me calling the colors.
And I'm excited to be here myself.
As that shot is off by Xavier Brown, who has some family in the chat, as we said. Happy to have everybody here joining us, both Mustangs and Jaguars fans alike. And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Do us the favor of trying to get to our goal of 800 subscribers as Gabriel Till and Jacob Kuntz having some words.
Jaguars foul number 2, Xavier Brown is fourth.
Looks like Xavier Brown's going to be called on that foul, and that's his fourth foul of the competition. And the lead is going to extend.
And it is no surprise to see number 12 Mustangs at the free throw line tonight. And drains the second basket.
And with that free throw, no timeout. It's just going to be subs. And coming in for the Mustangs is number 2, James Evans, with 9 seconds north of 9 minutes left to play in this Red River Athletic Conference matchup between the 4-18 Jaguars and the 11-11 Mustangs out of Hobbs, New Mexico. A bit of a road trip for them. As Paul Minjoth, nice and easy little finger roll floater, gets that one to go, making an immediate impact off the bench. Paul Minjoth missing more than half of the season due to injury, and in his first game debuting in the Jaguars uniform, he dropped 12 points in just 14 minutes, I believe. So an impressive feat off the bench. And Gabriel Till down low, putting contact up, a great basket, getting that one to go. Number 5, that was Caleb Wilson, and that'll send the Mustangs into a timeout. And that is going to, we're going to go ahead and set it into a little break.
Your Jaguar teams at TAMUSA Sports.
Here. Drives to the paint. Number 4 is going to take the open 3 and drains the 3 ball.
Nothing but nylon from Antoine Gonzalez. And bringing it back up the court is number 12, Javen Brown. Jaguars trying to chip away at this one.
And we get that turnover in Jaguars ball, another 3 ball, and drains it again.
Antoine Gonzalez, back-to-back threes. Still got some time here, trying to chip away at it. 49-72, 23 points separating Jaguars and Mustangs. Antoine Gonzalez got to get a couple more going if he wants to chip away at it as much as he can. Mustangs doing a great job moving that ball around. Great basket down low by number 11, Jacob Kuntz. 7 minutes left here. Filip Radulovic bringing the ball up the court. Antoine Gonzalez with a hand in his face. That one's just short. Jags keep the rebound. Paul Minjoff, why not let it fly? Number 42 from beyond the arc. Jaguars trying to stay in this. Not letting up at all. Has been the theme of their season. Although oftentimes finding themselves trailing behind. The fight of the Jaguars has never been in question. Jaguars trying to battle through this board here. Gabriel Till, great defense. Another great deflection there, and the Jags stay with it. Mustangs able to come away with it in the end, and Gabriel Till is going to be called for a foul. Paul Minjoff going to be called for a foul. It'll be a 1-and-1 shot, and that's going to send the Mustangs into the bonus. Johnny, if you could speak on how important the bonus is in these last couple minutes here.
Right. That bonus gives the team an advantage to score any 2 free throws for the next foul and the preceding fouls from the opposing team.
Right then and there, free shots at the charity stripe, no matter the foul, no matter the call. And here we see Javen Brown at the line, 52-75, 24 points separating Jaguars and Mustangs.
Right. As I said earlier, it's no surprise to see number 12 in the Mustangs from the free throw line tonight.
And
that's an out-of-bounds ball.
Looks like Javen Brown's going to be called for a foul. I'm not too sure what the call exactly was, but it'll stay over there on the touch line with just 3 seconds south of 6 minutes left to play, or 6 minutes left in this game here. And Javen Brown's going to go ahead and check out. Inbound will be by Filip Radulovic. Johnny V, Cameron C on the call for the Jaguar Sports Network in collaboration with Jaguar College Radio. And if you're brand new and this late in the stream for any reason, do us a favor, consider hitting that subscribe button. Help us hit our goal of hitting 800 subscribers. That's Filip Radulovic.
That's a great bucket.
Filip Radulovic finding nothing but nylon from beyond the arc. He's got a hot hand tonight. Just 5 seconds north of 5:30 left to play. Gabriel Till, great defense, but not good enough. Great bucket over the top of him by Rakeem Peterson, and that'll send the Mustangs into a 30-second timeout. Well, Johnny, 21-point game, 55-76 for the Jaguars. What do you think you need to fix in these last couple minutes here?
Well, the Jaguars need to ease off on the fouls for sure, especially when the Mustangs have a bonus in their possession. So the Jaguars can definitely improve their defensive momentum, but they can still lay off the fouls.
Absolutely, with just exactly 5.5 left to play and 21 points separating the leaders from the Jaguars. Cameron C, Johnny V on the call. Jaguar Sports Network, live from the beautiful campus of Texas A&M University San Antonio in the Student Recreational Center, as we call it, the Jaguar Den. And we have just over 60 people watching live on the Jaguar Sports Network and over 150 people live here in the Jaguar Den. We'd like to thank all of you for tuning in both in person and online. We are an entirely student-run sports network, entirely student-run volunteer sports network, I might add. Doing this because we love it. And as I said, 21-point game, 5:30 left to play, and we should be heading into the end of that timeout. And here come the Jaguars the other way. Filip Radulovic has been the primary ball handler tonight, and as well as Xavier Brown. Paul Minjoth with it now, the Cologne, Germany native. One of 3 players we have out of Germany. And another steal from number 3, Anthony Scott. And he'll dish that one off to number 23, Marion. And that basket is good. 23 points, 5 minutes left. Mustangs still in the bonus. Antoine Gonzalez finds Paul Vanderheeven down low. Gonzalez, three-pointer. That one's off. Can't find the nylon. And it's going to stay with the Jags. 4:46 left to play, 25-point game. Jaguars got to get something going here. Just over 70 people watching live. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Great pass there by Filip Radulovic finding Paul Minjoth. And Paul Minjoth letting it fly from beyond the arc. That one's good. Nothing but net.
Looks like we got some full court press going on here.
And Mustangs, no hurry in the world. Oh, and a great block by Xavier Brown. Getting up and getting... And Paul Vanderheeven as well. Mustangs trying to battle up, but Jaguars remain with the ball. Antoine Gonzalez trying to get out of it. Xavier Brown finds Radulovic. Vanderheeven down low, and a two-pointer's good. Cutting the lead to 20 points here with 4 minutes left to play. Jaguars trying to get any spark that they can, but the Mustangs coming down the other end, and that's going to send Coach Dial into a full timeout, and with that, we are going to go ahead and send ourselves into a little break.
Keep it right here, full feedback.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, after that full minute timeout, here we are. Jaguars trailing by 22 with just 10 seconds south of 4 left to play in this second half. Here comes Jags the other way. Antoine Gonzalez, little floater, and feels like he got fouled. Stays with it somehow, and he does end up getting the whistle, and he'll go to the line for 2. He wanted that basket, though, no doubt about it. Jacob Kuntz called on the foul. Gonzalez sinks the first. 3:43 left to play. Mustangs have 3 more fouls to give till the Jaguars are in the bonus. And Gonzalez sinks the second. Mustangs coming the other way. Moving the ball with conviction, no issue here. With Beckford now. Back up to Marion. And Scott. Scott down low to Beckford, and Beckford's good off the glass. Nice and easy. Thought I was going to see a dunk there, but elected to go easy off the glass, and 3 minutes left to play. Jaguars running out of time to get something going here. 22 points. Corner 3, Antoine Gonzalez. That one's off, but yeah, they're going to call it out. It did hit the top of the backboard. And with 3 seconds flat, Jaguars down 22. Beckford down low. Great little move. avoiding that contact. Corner 3 is off by Paul Minjoff. 2.5 left to play. Another easy basket for the Mustangs. 26-point lead, starting to run away with this one, Johnny. Filip Bartulovic, great move, winning that contact and getting shifty with it. Still showing some fight left in this one, but the Mustangs, no rush about them, as you can expect. As Medford gets his pass tips, but he keeps it. Beckford. No rush to shoot, 10 on the shot clock. About a minute 30 separating game clock and shot, and that 3 way off.
And we get that offensive rebound, taking it down the other way.
Antoine Gonzalez looking to get something going, and he's going to say he went up and down on that one. 24-point game, and with that, Coach Dial is going to go ahead and take out his primary starters. Fotis Estropoulos checking back in, Gabriel Till checking back in, as well as Joseph Taylor and Alex Nunnally. Paul Minjoff is going to stay on the court for the last minute and a half. And with that, the Jaguars are going to drop to 4-19 in the conference, and the Mustangs will go ahead and notch this one down as a win. They'll improve to 12-11 overall. And quite the competitive game. Lead changed a couple times, and that corner 3, nothing but nylon from number 23, Marion, putting the nail in the coffin for the Jaguars and the Jaguar Den here, and just a minute left. Another steal for the Evan Scott, and that'll be an and one, he'll be sent to the line for a possible 2-point play. 50 seconds left on the clock, and it looks like number 12, Javen Brown's going to check back in for these last 50 seconds. And heading to the line, as I said, Anthony Scott. That was about his 4th or 5th steal of the night, I have to say. He was putting on quite the defensive clinic. Gets that first one to drop. Extends it into a 28-point game.
Substitution from the Mustangs with 50 seconds on the clock. Still plenty of time for the Jaguars to finish this ball game with athleticism and intensity on both ends of the court.
Absolutely, as the Jaguars are known to do, fight till every single whistle. And with that, Anthony Scott's going to go ahead and check out. Javen Brown back in for him to end out the game, and Jaguars down 29. Paul Minjoff with it here. 20 seconds separating game clock and shot clock. Joseph Taylor finds Alex Nunnally in the corner. Jaguars just trying to get something going here in these last couple seconds. Fotis Estropoulos from the corner. That one's good for 3. Letting that one fly. Why not, says Fotis. And shot clock is off. And Mustangs going to elect to hold the ball out. You hear the no foul calls from the Jaguar bench, and this will do it here for us, folks. These last couple seconds, I'd like to thank everybody who does all the heavy lifting behind the scenes. Nemeka Gomez, our social media and Marcom director. Brian Lopez, our president. Natalie Navarrete, our photography president. Anthony Talamantes, co-commentator and technical director. Trey Delgado, our vice president, and myself. I am play-by-play commentator and spokesperson. And once again, at the end of this one, 67 your Jaguars, Mustangs 93. And on behalf of the Jaguar Sports Network, this has been Cameron M. Caldwell, and I've been joined today for his first time on the call
by Johnny Vega, my first time on air with the Jaguar Sports Network.
And we are happy with how our boy Johnny did his first run on air. I have to say, he was quite the natural. No gaffes from him. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we will send it into your night. Have a good night, and thank you all so much for tuning in. Cameron C., Johnny V. on the Jaguar Sports Network.